Golden handshake and come back to consult? You betcha. My dad was an aeronautical engineer who worked in the 70s and 80s designing a very specific and critical part of airplane engines, specific to thermodynamics in the nacelle. In his heyday, he was one of 4 people in the world with his level of knowledge and expertise in this particular area of aeronautics. He survived the various downturns in the economy in the aeronautical industry, and was well respected worldwide for his knowledge and experience. At one point, like 90% of the airplanes in the air used his particular part in their engines. When the mid-90s downturn happened, his company basically forced on him a golden handshake to cut costs. He gladly accepted. What they didn't anticipate is that he was the only person still working in the industry who understood this one particular part, and making him leave left a huge hole in airplane engine expertise of thermodynamics. Airplanes fly a long time, and even 25 years after he started, some parts of his engines were still in the air. Of course, his company realized this way too late, and asked him to come back to consult. He's a nice guy, and he negotiated to come back at 3x his former hourly wage to pass on his wisdom. Good on your father for rinsing them. They were quick to throw him away when they thought he wasn't of use. Make them pay through the nose. It's good to be the king. Mel Brooks. Nice guy. Sometimes nice guys finish first. It would be a strange event if your father happened to have known a James Donnelly at P&W back during the J58 days in Florida. Either way, as an engineer, good to hear a story of acknowledged employee value. Yeah, screw them bosses that can't think ahead. They must pay for that lack of thinking. This reminds me of a nice story. A very big, heavy and expensive machine has issues and is not running as smoothly as it should. Several maintenance guys try to find the mistake, but fail to repair the machine properly. So the owner of the factory contacts the already retired engineer who constructed the machine. He arrives, and by using a stethoscope he listens to all sections of the housing, every joint and bearing. After 30 minutes he tacks a piece of chalk out of his pocket and draws an X on the housing. Then he leaves and returns the next day. He hands over the bill to the owner and says, "Install a grease NPPLE where the X is and add a bit of grease once a day and you're fine." The owner looks at the bill and is shocked. $10.20 quart for that? Why so much? And why 20 quart? Quote, engineer, 20 quart for the piece of chalk to draw the X. $10 for 40 years of experience, so I knew where to draw it. Your father, is he from the Toronto area? A similar thing happened to a friend's dad in a different industry. Oil and gas. Let go in a downturn. Brought back at an eye-watering contracting rate because he was one of a few people in his specialism. Working with senior management in many different companies in my career, it's depressing how little they know about what their people do. MAG, wait for it, NIFICENT. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Awesome. Gotta admit my ignorance here. I thought a golden handshake was in the same vein as, pun intended, golden shower. Thought he had pee on his hands. A gratifying tale. A minor point, however, golden handshake usually means some additional cash incentive to join a company. Golden parachute is the term frequently used for a sweetener to leave a company. Fucking Giga Chad. This post has me worried. Are these planes still flying? Has someone else learned the necessary information? My dad had a similar experience. He wrote accounting software on a digital equipment corporation. DEC. Computer. A text-based operating system like DOS. But not made by Microsoft. He was laid off when the dot-com bust hit at the millennium. He's bounced around to several different jobs. And when he became an independent insurance agent, he wasn't making much money at first. The agency paid on commission. He had a loan from the insurance agency owner that was structured so that the commission checks would first go to repaying the loan from the agency. I remember seeing one of his first paychecks from the insurance agency for a whole penny. He was also doing contact work with the same accounting company that he had worked for, rewriting the program he had originally written for the DEC computer, but for Windows and a GUI web interface. He made good money at the contract job until he got his insurance business off the ground. He's now in the insurance business full-time. This seems like a rather fast-paced typed copy of something that the op remembered he read on Reddit. For karma, of course. Why? Because I'm 100% sure I've seen this story on Reddit before. And of course it was made up too. Just 3x. I would have expected freelance rates to start at 10x previous hourly wage. That is the way. Didn't they make a movie about him walking home? Trying to buy some breakfast?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.